Hi, Broc from Outback Solutions here. I just want to take a few minutes and run through the benefits of the OTS drawer system with you. Our drawer systems are manufactured out of a combination of aluminium and marine ply. So our ply is a 12mm marine ply, which being 12mm, it has 9 laminations within that 12mm. So it's extremely stiff. So it's a really high quality made product. We've been really happy with it. It's definitely fairly light for its thickness and the construction method used in it, and really durable. We've been using it, as I said, for about 7 years and never had a problem with it. Great product. Our drawers themselves, the sides are an aluminium extrusion and they return underneath the drawer bottom, so there's no shear load on the ply bottom. We run them on polyethylene. So polyethylene is a self-lubricating petroleum-based plastic, or HDPE. We have a strip under the side, a strip in the bottom, strip along the inside edge and in the top. So basically it's surrounded by strips of polyethylene all the way around. Really nice and easy to slide, and actually once you put a bit of weight in them, it has a tiny bit of inertia, they're super smooth. Now these drawers are rated for 85 kilos of evenly distributed weight each. They all have a positive lock in the back which you can wind up and take right out, so the drawer is not going to come out when you least expect it. All our locks are a stainless steel drop T which are key lockable. The locks are a nice solid simple system, and it strikes up into a slot routed into the top. So there's no striker plate hanging down to catch any gear underneath, which is a pretty important thing to look for in your drawer system. If you own a dual cab especially, you'll appreciate the fact that these keep the dust out. So our carpeted top here on the drawer pulls in nice and tight on the aluminium protection strip which is included on the front edge. The carpet's wrapped right around the drawer front, and then that seals up on this carcass edge here and the bottom and up the other side. And so when you do the locks up, we set them with a little bit of tension on them, so that last quarter turns a little bit firm and you can physically see the face pull in. Now that's sealed it, there's no way dust gets in there. You get a little bit underneath the system but not into your drawer itself, and that can easily be cleaned out after a trip. You can hose these out. When you get home from a trip, you can slide your drawer right out, bring your slide forward, get a hose in there and just hose it all out. Let it air out for a day. It's got a silicone spray and put it all back together. The fact that it's ply won't be an issue. Rot's only ever an issue if your material you apply is sitting in water for a long time. But in the case of a dual cab ute, it's sitting on your high ridges. It goes in there, it drains out, a day of airing, and it's all coated with a couple of coats of industrial lacquer to seal it off as well. All our glue adhesives are waterproof, all submersible products, so all high grade products. Our carpet that we use is designed primarily for vehicle insulation or for boot lining. It's got a high silica content in it. It's not too fluffy like your thicker marine carpet, so it's really quite easy to keep clean. Doesn't stain as easily as some of the other products out on the market because of the high silica content. Things don't like sticking to it either, which is always a benefit. So once again, really durable, simple product we've been using for a long time. All our side wings are removable on our systems. So this is a 200 series system and the whole wing's removable, which gives you access to this nice open cavity here and to get into your jack, and you've even got room above the wheel arch. So this allows access to everything. All our wing brackets are bolted on with threaded inserts. Now we have a threaded insert pressed in from the inside edge of the ply, and so then it's bolted on, so it can't just come out, it's not just screwed on, it's physically bolted with spring washers, 6mm high tensile bolts, so it's all nice and strong. And you can stand on these brackets, they're really stiff. Even though they're ply, they're really stiff. Our front wing faces can be set back, so it allows for the installation of power sockets and other bits and pieces, so when the tailgate's up it doesn't get in the way. And we have little locators which hold the wings in nice and firmly. Just give them a tap. When you've got the vehicle here, it goes in a little bit easier into position. Now we set this a couple of mil off the plastic so you don't get a rub mark all the way around the vehicle. So when you go to resell it, if you take your system out, you're left with nice clean plastics. Now we'll touch on that a bit more too. So if you decide to sell your vehicle, we make our modules, we have fairly standard widths of modules now. We use 1040 wide, so 1040 millimeters. That fits in pretty much nearly every wagon that's on the market at the moment. The lengths can vary a little bit, but it means you can take that drawer system from vehicle to vehicle. Sometimes we just need to change the wings for you. So your asset will last you a lot longer. You don't have to pass it on with that vehicle if you want to hang on to it. We can retrofit it into another car for you. Now our fridge slides are all heavy duty full extension runners. They lock in, lock out. So dual locking, we use twin locks, not just one. The reason we use twin locks is when the slide's on full extension, you lean on one side of it. If it's got a lock, they can rack, and that can actually damage the mechanism. So by having the locks on both runners, it hardly moves. When you lean on it, it's not going to move around. We use the heavier runners to carry more load when you're off-road with the inertia and the bouncing around of the vehicle. These runners, we've never ever had a failure. We've got hundreds and hundreds of these slides out there. Getting around the country, we're starting to put quite a few tie downs on the top of our drawer systems. In the early days we tried the little folding ones. Some of them rattled, some of them had springs. The springs would pop out after a while and they'd rattle, and they also took up a lot of space. And they were pretty inflexible. You don't always just want it in each corner. So we use M8 eye bolts. So these are really simple, really simple M8 high tensile eye bolt. We put some threaded inserts in under the top. We can put say 4 or 5 down either side, and you can move these around. And when you don't want them in, you just unscrew them. You just left, you can see the holes where they go, but it gives you complete flexibility with your system. They're there when you want them, take them out when you don't, and just leave them sitting inside the drawer. They're great. They're much more versatile than the little folding ones by far. We also have cargo barriers available with our systems, with our wagon systems. Now we can do a full barrier or a half barrier. Now all our barriers are made by Autosafe Industries. They're based out of Melbourne, Australia. Really good product, really great company to work with. They make their barriers to suit the specs of our drawers. So we do a higher drawer, we make a shorter barrier. We do a lower drawer, we make a longer barrier. So the manufacturers are all ADR approved. Once again, they're a great quality product out of Australia. The other benefit of our construction method, by using the polyethylene slides, gives us a wider drawer, gives us a much lighter system. There's so much less maintenance. A squirt of silicone spray a couple of times a year is about all you need to do. If you've been on really dusty tracks and you've got a dual cab ute, you can open it, hose it all out, let it dry over the weekend, put everything back together, plies all coated. It's great. The weight of a dual cab system, a standard 2-drawer dual cab system comes in at about 42-43 kilos, and about 38 kilos for a 2-drawer system for a wagon or a single drawer and a fridge slide. So you're around the 38 kilos, which generally is lighter than the 2 rear seats if you have to remove your 3rd row seats. So once again, weight's a pretty important factor with our vehicle fit outs these days for the amount of gear we like to take with us. But our systems are custom made for our clients. We have a few standard configurations, but we tweak those sizes to suit your fridge. We can put battery compartments, we can put water tanks. The possibilities are endless. So if you've got any questions or would like to have a chat with us about what we can do for you, please feel free to give us a call, jump on the website, shoot us an email at info@outbacktouringsolutions.com.au, or feel free to come into the showroom at Beerwah and we can have a little bit of a chat. We can have a look around the workshop, show you some projects in progress, and see if we can come up with a solution to suit your needs. Thanks for taking the time to watch this little video on our product. Happy camping and get out there. I'm Broc from Outback Touring Solutions.